Hi, stop what you're doing right now and go watch this film. I'm not kidding, go watch it. PATEMA Inverted. I love this. This film was awesome. I was looking at things, I was like, alright, gravity's flip for people? Okay. I mean, that's what the thing was, and then I watched it, I'm like, I'm so glad I watched this movie. This movie's up there with My Neighbor Totoro and everything. Let me tell you how much I enjoyed this film first, before I start telling you the plot. I haven't felt almost excited for like a sci-fi-ish type film. More than the original Dune movie. But I mean, almost like watching Star Wars again as a kid. Almost. That's how awesome I like this movie. Just for me, personally. It deals with like the Earth. For some reason, the experiment goes horribly wrong, and everyone's gravity gets inverted. Like gravity goes up and down, and so years later, there's still some who can be, remain upright in the right type gravity on everything, but the other ones who can't, who would fly up into the sky, they're like under the ground, but they're inverted. They literally grow up inverted. Like everything for them is upside down. They're like bats, or how they walk and everything. Thing is, like, I kept wondering, like, how do they keep their clothes and everything else from going down? How does that work? Their gravity's even affecting in that? That was so... I was like, how does that work? There still might be a slight plot hole and everything, but it just... I don't want to use that term, but it makes the twists of everything. It's just like, oh, wow. It follows Padma, who's kind of scrounging around, and then she meets one of the Bat people, who are soldiers who are kind of trying to investigate who the people are underneath, because they go under, because you're upside down, mind you. It's like you're walking on the ceiling, but if there's a gap and you fall through the gap, you're just going straight up and into the sky, and vice versa on the other end. But she goes up to the surface, and she meets the boy, but she's trying not to fly in the air, and so they grab onto each other, and they're preventing each other from leaving. But it's just some hijinks of like trying to learn, like, okay, you're on the roof. No, I'm not on the roof. You're on the roof. I'm sorry. No, you're not. And it's it's funny. The boy is just starting to walk away. Say, yeah, I'll get you food and everything. And the music starts playing on your back. And that was the thing about this movie. I will make a little question. Sometimes the music is just like, does this music really fit here? It feels overly dramatic and everything. But then it obviously has fun with it. He's walking away, and then she says, like, you say your brother's going to get me something, right? And you're like, yeah, I am. Music starts again. Then she says, like, but what about... It's like, that's funny. I was like, this movie's good. Just humor-wise and everything else. But it just had to give, like, the whole just perspectives at times. Like, okay, he's perspective, he's upright, she's upside down. No, she's right up, he's upside down. Just switching those perspectives back and forth at times, and then you see the underground, like, they're all upside down the entire time and everything. It's just like, it's just breaking my head, but I'm loving it. I'm trying to... It's great. You've probably seen it, you probably know it, but the twist is, which I guessed in the beginning, is like, I bet actually... Oh, before I get to that, the whole thing about the boys' societies that they're saying, don't look up, you don't need to be going up, because you're going to go up, you're going to fly in the sky, blah, blah, blah. The reason why those people flew in the sky is because they were bad, blah, 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 stuff like that. It's just like, are they going after a religious thing here, or what? But it wasn't really... Kind of was starting to go in that direction, but then it didn't really go that direction. I'm like, okay, you could have done more with that, maybe. But the leader kind of gave off some, like, Judge Frollo vibes, from Disney, Hunchback. And he was, the bad guy and everything. And even though it's just a couple seconds, but him fighting Porto, like the girl's friend, in the silo, I think it was actually silo, them like fighting each other is just a couple seconds, but Porto's upside down, the guy's upside down, or his right side up, upside down, but them just kind of struggling over the gun, and that few seconds, I'm like, that's awesome. Seeing that kind of fight thing go back and forth. I kept rewinding that part a few times because just seeing it was just in the kind of the background, but seeing that happen and just how all the animation goes upside down, right side up, upside down, right side. I was just like, that's awesome. And like I was gonna say about the twist. Turns out the boy's actually the one upside down the whole time, and PATEMA is not. But I still wonder, like, how does that work gravity-wise? Like, how do they flip? Like, I'm putting the pen down. For me, it goes upside down, but for her, it doesn't. Or for her, it doesn't go upside down. For me, it does. I'm just like, how does that work? That's the only thing that. But again, this experiment, whatever happened, really affected everyone, and that's what the trouble was. There's a lot of other maybe twists and everything in it, but it is well worth watching. Incredibly, and this is definitely a film I'm going to keep talking about. Just animation wise and how everything goes and plays perspective and everything. It's awesome. Go watch it. Go watch it now. All right, see you later. Bye. Seriously, go watch it.